after serving a 25-year jail term and reading various books. Sylvester Stallone's Dwight the General Manfredi appears in the opening scene of Paramount's Tulsa King. Each of these books exposes a different element of Dwight's past, in effort to prevent his intellect from degrading in jail. According to Dwight, he read a lot of fine literature and produced some terrible poetry. It's noteworthy that Dwight studied only classic literature while he was inside. The Tulsa King pilot very briefly depicts Dwight's books, but even though he leaves them in his cell, it is obvious that they have some meaning for him since they allowed him to retain his mind intact as well as prevent being stabbed a second time. Othello by Shakespeare, Middlemarch by Mary Ann Evans, Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Friedrich Nietzsche, Faust by Goethe, and The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene are some of the literature that Dwight has read. Tulsa King is full of symbolism that conveys what the conversation and circumstances cannot, much like previous Taylor Sheridan plays like Yellowstone. For this reason, spectators are briefly but very effectively shown Dwight's books. Here is all that Dwight Manfredi's jail writings have to say about the Tulsa King, since not everyone is acquainted with some of these literary works. Dwight feels that, like Heinrich Faust, he has sold his soul to the devil as an oath-bound mafia capo. Dwight questions if the life he chose is worth the 25 years he spent in jail in the Tulsa King pilot and quickly decides that it isn't even worth 25 seconds. Even though he spent 25 years taking the fall for the boss without violating the New York Mafia's silence and honor rule, Dwight confirms his worries that his family would desert him after he is released from jail when he finally learns that he is being sent to Tulsa. Dwight is very bright, is being monitored and controlled by strong forces, and will do anything to get more knowledge, power, or influence in the world, much like Faust. Like the prophet Zarathustra, who questioned traditional religious beliefs in Iran about 500 BC, Dwight is a successful guy with a beef with contemporary mafia customs. The real Zoroaster, the icon of the Zoroastrian spiritual movement, is the subject of Friedrich Nietzsche's fictitious philosophical book Thus Spoke Zarathustra. The narrative arc of Dwight strongly resembles Nietzsche's idea Zarathustra's of the Übermensch, or the last man, a person who can reject conventions and develop his own goals and moral principles based on his own moral interpretation of the universe. This also resembles Midnight Mass's explanation of religion and human nature in several ways. Like Middlemarch, Tulsa is a community undergoing unwelcome change. The location and key themes of Tulsa King are quite similar to Mary Ann Evans' Middlemarch, which is about a provincial 19th century English town dealing with significant and unwanted changes. In the context of the television series, Dwight is the unwanted change that is upending the community. Intriguing rivalries amongst Middlemarch's citizens are likewise reflected in some measure in the drama between Tulsa's citizens. Dwight the General Manfredi is a mafia capo from New York sent to Tulsa, Oklahoma, just as the noble Moor Othello is a general of the Venetian Republic assigned to the island of Cyprus. Additionally, the way Dwight hooks up with Stacy, who freaks out when she learns about their age difference and is really a federal agent for the ATF, is somewhat reminiscent of the way Othello married the much younger Desdemona against the desires of her wealthy Venetian father. Strangely, Tulsa King's reference to one of William Shakespeare's most notorious tragedies, Othello, may be a sign that any romantic endeavors of Dwight would fail miserably. The Laws of Human Nature, the least unexpected book in Dwight's collection, is a thorough manual on the biochemistry of the human brain, emotional detachment, dealing with narcissists, interpreting people's hidden motives, and comprehending the evil side in every person. These abilities are as necessary and useful to Dwight as his haymaker throwing. These abilities, which undoubtedly assisted Dwight in escaping from jail, are crucial to Tulsa King's plans to build his own personal empire. The Laws of Human Nature is more than a self-help book. It takes a deep dive into embracing, comprehending, and dealing with the innate irrationality of the human brain. Dwight tells how he is able to take calculated chances, interact with highly hazardous people, and convert his exile into the best opportunity of his life after having read this book in jail. Dwight in Tulsa King utilizes his profound awareness of human nature to command devotion, make rational judgments under stress, and keep one step ahead of his foes, much like John Dutton in Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan's flagship series. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and give us a like.